out on Joy Island today. It is a beautiful late April day. In the mid-70s right now. It's supposed to go up to 81 today. And I'm going to be visiting a few spots where I found artifacts before on the surface of the ground. And I just love this tree. I've taken so many pictures of it. It's magnificent. And I know I'm gonna today. I'll get back on here and show you. Actually, this is a spot where Gil and I found the laptop. But it would be nice if history repeated itself, right? But all I'm seeing over here so far, though, is a lot of nothing. How cool is that not? But you never know as you're walking along the sand here. Perfect day for being out on the river. That's for sure. Perfect day. A lot of brick tumbling out there. And what we got here? But something not extremely old. So I'll leave that for somebody in the future. What's this? It's a slag. Some green slag. Find all kinds of interesting colors down here. Oh, just spotted something here. Little bottle. See that? Right there. Yeah, that is... It is a screw cap, but it's a brass lid. And that's an older one. Probably 1900, 1920s, in that era. So I'm glad at that. That will go home with me in my bottle collection. I like little bottles, I like miniatures that don't take up a tremendous amount of space, but I also love the big bottles that do take up a tremendous amount of space. Alright, nothing here, so I'm going to move on down and hopefully something soon to show you. I hope. I thought I'd stop here and take a short rest. My back is really starting to hurt again, but I took a couple pain pills before I left. So hopefully it won't get too bad. Just a lot of pieces of rusted metal and stuff here, right here anyways, from the foundry that was here. But we'll check it out a little bit more at a more prolific place up there as soon as I give my back a rest. Let's look over here for a minute though. I see something laying on here, and I wonder why anybody set it up here. This big piece of iron, but I don't think it's anything I want. I would pick up the skull because I do collect skulls. I don't have any human ones, of course, but I do pick up skulls from fish and birds and animals and what have you. So here's a lot of green slag. Let's see. And the green slag is much easier to find than the red. But here's a nice little piece of red. And I will take that. Right there it is. And I'll take that one home with me. Alright, now, well, I just told you about collecting skulls, and I was walking along and I spotted this down here. See that? And it's a fairly good sized piece. And it is from the top part of the skull. Very, very fascinating piece. Could be from a pike, could be from a carp. See if I can identify it when I get home later. But that's a nice find to me. I'll definitely hang on to that. In here is where you might actually start to find some relics, historic period relics, more of them. This is what? Green slag. But in the past I've found coins and I found various different odds and ends. I hope that you can hear me over the wind. In the lumbering era, these pieces that I'm finding here are later, after the lumbering era had kind of reached its peak and died down. Another green piece. If I can get the stupid shadow out of the way. and my shadow. And there's a piece of red in the water there. Nice. Nice, nice. But let's keep a looking. Piece of broken milk glass, don't want that. Some blue glass, looks like maybe a canning jar piece. I smelted the materials in. I've got 2 of those at home. They were hard to get home because they were pretty big and pretty much intact. What do we got down here? What do you do with a fish skull? Well, I fix them up in shadow box displays. I used to sell a lot of that kind of stuff when I lived up north. A lot of it. This is interesting because look at how it's got the, I would say that those are teeth. Let me set it down so you can see it better. You see what I mean? They look like teeth. So that's going to go home with me. I thought there was another piece over here, but I guess not. I guess not. No. No, spotted a glass bottle, but this is not really an old one. Well, it is a crown top, but I don't know. Not an old crown top. Anybody need a hand? Okay, my attempt at humor. Okay, look in here. Right there, I don't think. Okay, so I like that piece of fish bone with the teeth in it. Those are some darn sharp teeth, too, let me tell you. Wouldn't want to get bit by those. Alright, I'm going to pick up my bike, and we're going to move it on down. Now, here's an interesting looking shell. Do you see the pattern on it? I'll take that home and put it in. Okay, I'm back up now behind that wood we looked at just a second ago. And I'm seeing it's a rather large head of a fish. I wish there was more deteriorated off from it. I don't know about that one. I might not. Here's part of its ribs. You know, and this one you can actually see the vertebrae in. See that? Cool? Yeah, cool. Very small piece of red slag again. I usually, now here, this is really cool. Now let's take a look at a couple of things here that I just spotted. And I think they're pretty cool. But I love natural history things because it reveals the beauty of everything that God does. Now look at this piece. It's flexible. But a Native American back in the day could have easily picked something like that up and modified it just slightly and used it as a spear point. Then here, I'm not sure what part of the fish this is from, but look at how it's got the different compartments in it. And I tell you what, God just made things so magnificent. What's that? Now that's unusual. I don't know what it is, but it's unusual, but not unusual enough for me to cart home. Moving on down here a little bit, we still might find something else. And if we do, it's probably going to be natural history oriented, like the shells and the fish bone. You know, my son David and I were walking down here one day, a number of years ago now. I forget what time of the year it was even, but we spotted the turtles were digging into the bank and laying their eggs. And of course, I didn't have the camera with me, so I couldn't get any images. Because we're just, oh, here's another part of a fish skull, much smaller than the other one that I just found. But yeah, that's cool. I'll take that home with me. It's very cool. I feel, oh, look at this. We've got a rubber ducky. Number 46. This is from a contest that they held on the river. I forget what it was all about, or how long ago it was now. 461, actually. Should I take the rubber ducky home? What do you all think? Yeah, I'll take the rubber ducky home. There's a bobber. Reminds me of my dad because of all the times we went fishing and didn't find anything. But didn't find anything. I mean, didn't catch anything. I think I was bad luck for him in the boat. I really do. My dad loved fishing. There's a broken bottom of a crucible. Those are made out of graphite, by the way. And I believe they were made right here in Saginaw. There's a graphite company here currently, and it's been here for a long time. And I'm thinking that they made these graphite crucibles. Now if I remember, I'll show you the two that I've got at home, and then I'll show you, you know what that is? I don't know. But they would be to move. But here's one. Now this, as you can see, is a fairly large one. I'll put my foot up here. I wear an 8.5 shoe, if that tells you anything about the size of that. But it's, like I said, it's made out of graphite. And then over here is part of a spout from one of them, because they had to pour the molten liquid out, of course. And so that's pretty cool. It's a large goose egg. One of the little goosers hatched out of that. I don't see any on the river right now, but they're really fun to watch. There's another partial one. And then there's usually, and there's two more. There's a smaller one there by my shadow of my head. There's a piece there. That one would be a nice display piece, but I'm not gonna try to get it. No sense in making my back worse than it is. Another spout. But there's all kinds of cool... that one's actually still got the spout attached. See that there? I don't know, this stuff to me is awesome. Just awesome. There's the railroad bridge. Quite old. Still used though. Still used. You know, like grinding stones and things like that. There used to be hundreds of them laying here when I'd come over here in the summer. And they make some nice displays too. Alright, this is a site next to a large old Victorian home here in Saginaw. And it's primarily just scruff and woods and briars and such. But quite often when Gil and I have come over here, we find bottles and such laying on the ground, especially if the groundhogs have been busy. Now here's some pieces. I don't think that any of them are takeable, but this was I might take that. It's a buckeye. I don't know if you can see that or not. Buckeye. And then there's all kinds of glass here right now. But whether or not we're gonna find it, here's a milk glass piece, very common, so I'm not gonna take that home with me. They're getting lazy. Here's a Worcester sauce, aPRIL. Wish that was intact. Let's see here. Here's a picture of the old house again. But I'm not seeing a hole out. This one has engraving on it, embossing on it. Dolson's Drugstore. Saginaw. Since it's a Saginaw piece, I'm going to take that anyways, even though it's not intact. But I think it's kind of cool. Here's a bottle that's intact. Not real old. Screw cap. 30s or 40s, probably. Not one that I would... Now, if it would have been like this one, then I would have taken it. But here's that buckeye piece. This is why I circled back. Because I'm going to take that. And I don't know why, you know. Just kind of cool with the deer on it. Well, I'm back home, and I'm glad because my legs hurt. This is the first really long ride I've taken in over a year, but it felt really nice. Well, let's take a look at some of the things I found. Now, some of this I found the other day, walking the railroad tracks, but I didn't do a recap, or I didn't do a video of it, so I'm going to show you those first. This piece, yeah, to me, looks very much like a scraper. It could have been used as an adze. It could have been even used for digging holes to plant stuff. Or it could just be natural. Sometimes it's hard to tell, but when it has a bit that comes down like that, that looks like it's been taken down on purpose, then it's suspect to me, and I would rather bring it home than just leave it lie and, you know, fall into the dustpan of history. This one, very nice flint. And you can see, you can see that it is pressure flaked on these edges. So it would have been used handheld, probably. Well, it would have been handheld. How you doing?
Be over in a minute.
Okay. So it would have been handheld, but it would have been a chopper, knife, whatever. There's a couple pieces here I want to try to play a joke on with Gil this summer. Oh, like this one when I saw it looked like an arrowhead, but it's not. And I think it's just a natural form. Next time we go out to the farm field, though, I'm going to take it with me, and I'm going to see if I can get him to... I'll tell him the truth. And this is another one that I found. This one actually could have been being worked into an arrowhead. It's worked on that edge, and it's actually notched there. So we'll see. That's going in the collection just in case. And then there's very sundry other pieces of chert. There is a chert core here that pieces were struck off from. Alright, that's from the other day. Now from today, here again is that the bone with the teeth in it. Very, very sharp teeth. Slip from a medicine bottle that says Dulcins, the Heart of Saginaw, drugstore. I've never heard of them before, and I don't usually keep slips like this, but I kept it because it's from Saginaw. And then I found this Buckeye Green Seal. I don't know if it was beer or if it was pop, I forget. But it's from the Buckeye Company, Toledo, Ohio. Buckeye Bottling Company, Toledo, Ohio. Set that in there. Then the two tops of the fish skulls I showed you. I think they're pretty cool. And let's see. This is the red slag pieces. That little medicine bottle that I found with a brass top. Nice piece. But, I mean, it has some writing on the bottom. I can't tell what it is right now. I have to wash it off. The little ducky that I showed you when I found him. He's got a home now. And one small bird egg right there. And this root system from a water plant, which I thought was really cool. So that's what I found. And hope you enjoyed going with me. Hope you enjoyed looking at the pieces. Talk to y'all soon. God bless you. Love you as much.